Hey everyone, Selena here, founder, host, lead educator with the American Crochet Association. I'm also sharing this with my Selena Baca Crochet community. So if you are watching, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. This is not a topic I was going to share. However, 'tis the season and well, I guess it's always the season to get gifts for the crocheters in your life that you love, right? I mean, it could always be the season. But, just kind of gift giving is the topic at hand in this season in my household. And I decided to make this list and share it simply because it's a list that I've made time and time again. My list has changed very little over the years of ideas or gift ideas that I think that crocheters will love and actually use. But what's funny is that this is so not only do I make this list and I share this in my communities, it's kind of a conversation that I have. I wanted there to be an official list because this is timeless. This is going to be a timeless list. There are going to be very few updates to this list, right? But also, again, in my household, my kids and my husband and stuff, through the years, they're always like, what does mom want? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? And it's like it comes up and it's kind of funny and they know now, but they're like, what about yarn? And I'm like, nope. Don't get me. I love yarn. I want to choose my own yarn. Yarn is fantastic and I want to choose my own yarn. Or like, what about hooks? And I'm like, nope. I like my hooks and I like to buy my own hooks. Don't get me hooks. So that's another reason I thought, let me put my list together in a format that more people can read it, view it, tag their loved ones, share it with their loved ones, especially if you're like me and you're like, do not get me yarn. Do not get me, you can get me a yarn gift card. Do not get me hooks. You can get me a gift card. You can give me money to buy my own hooks, but don't get me hooks. So anyway, this list is for all of those people. I have linked this in the video description and it goes over all the things that I'm going to share with you, but really this is just kind of a fun shopping trip that we're going to take together. And I do want to start it with tips to choose the best crochet gifts. This is for crocheters, but really I wrote this for people who are not crocheters in language that crocheters can share with non-crocheters. So hopefully this helps. It looks like just one person wants a shout out so far. This is very off the cuff, so I get it. Sometimes I just do these things. I don't schedule them. So Megan, always so good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. And if you guys are, I see quite a few of you guys are watching. If you want to shout out or if you just want to let us know where you're viewing from, I'd love to make this a conversation. Okay. So first and foremost, let's dive in with some tips to choose the best crochet gifts. This is kind of a just food for thought. I don't really have a whole lot of information past this, but again, just something to think about as you're choosing crochet gifts. You might want to think about the proficiency or the skill level of the crocheter that you want to give for. And what I mean by that is, some people just learned to crochet this morning. Some people have been crocheting for 1,000 years. Some people are beginners. Some people are intermediate. Some people are seasoned professionals. So, just kind of think about that as you're thinking about what kind of gift they may like. So while everyone has their own likes and dislikes, some people like pink, some people do not like pink. Some people like sparkles, some people do not like sparkles. We all have likes and dislikes like that. But really, I think skill and ability can really kind of help you fine tune, all right, this might be a better gift for them. Or maybe this gift is, not really something that they'd be interested in. So again, just some kind of food for thought. All right. And I said this in the beginning, but I'll say it again. Because this is for the non-crocheters who are getting gifts for the crocheters. Yarn is a personal choice. Yarn is something that most crocheters, they're going to want to get their own yarn. They're going to want to pick their own yarn. They're going to want to feel it and hold it and choose the colors and choose the fibers. They know what projects they want to work. They know what kind of yarn that they want. So yarn is always appreciated. Free yarn, gift, we're not going to say no to yarn. But if you're thinking about the best gift for a crocheter, a yarn gift card, money to buy yarn, gift card to find new yarn, things like that, that'd be appreciated. We want to have some kind of decision making in our yarn choices. So maybe just a bouquet of yarn. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the one. Same thing with crochet tools. There are some tools that are pretty universal and it's like, cute pair of scissors or some stitch markers or a measuring tape or a notebook, some kind of cute little crochet accessory. Sure, if you want to do that, I think that would be okay. Especially in this time of year, I think those things could make great stocking stuffers for crocheters. For example, I have more than one pair of scissors. I have multiple scissors. I have all the scissors. I will be getting more scissors. So I like scissors. Stitch markers, tons of those. Cannot have enough of those. Measuring tape, I have at least 5 that I can see right here. There, I can't get enough measuring tapes. Notebooks, yeah, those are fun too. But crochet hooks, again, that is a very personal choice. It's like yarn. We know what we like. And if we want to venture out and try another crochet hook, we want to make those decisions on our own. So just because there's a fancy set that is all the dollars and super expensive and in their favorite color, it might not be something that they want. So maybe a gift card. Okay, so those are the do nots or things to think about. And on that note, I have a list of gifts that I think would be fantastic for people who love crochet. And before I dive into it, I see a few more here, like Kim G. Kim G says, hello, nice things to think about. I thought so. I'm making this list because I've had this conversation 100 times, especially in my household. And I thought this would be great in the crochet community, especially to share with people in your lives who love you and want to get you gifts. So hopefully it helps. Hello, Becky. Becky says, I'm in Kroger with my earbuds. Pick me up some milk and eggs. Mary says, hello from Pennsylvania. Sorry, my computer wouldn't let you know I was here. Well, I'm glad that you chimed in. Thank you so much. Okay. This is always going to be first on my list simply because when I got my first hand-operated ball winder, so like a yarn winder, hand-operated. They also make machine ones. That's a whole other, that's a conversation for a different day. Don't get that as your first one. Get a hand-operated ball winder as your first yarn winding mechanism. Now, I'm the kind of crocheter to where crocheting my entire life. And I was just kind of like, nope, I got my hooks, I got my 5 hooks, and I got my 1 pair of scissors, and that's it. That's all I need. I'm a minimalist. That's it. And I'm telling you, when I got my first ball winder, it was gifted to me about 10 years ago now. And at first I was like, this is terrible. I don't need this. This is just taking up space. Something else I have to dust, right? And then I set it up and I used it and I was like, yeah, I was stunned. I literally went through all of my yarn, all of it. I went through all of my yarn. If there were any partial skeins that were larger than my fist, if it was smaller than my fist, it just got wound into a little ball, hand wound. Anything larger than a fist, if it was a partial skein, I caked it. I had 500 cakes. I was a cake making mad woman. It was the most fun I've ever had in my life. And yes, I am remembering that time I went to Disney with all of my crochet friends. That was fun, but that was number 2 on the list. This is number 1. I'm not kidding. Okay, it's the most fun I ever had by myself with crochet. Anyway, any way you dice it, it was so much fun. I love my ball winder. So if there is a crocheter in your life, or if you're a crocheter and you do not have a ball winder, this is your invitation to put it on your list. Put it on the top of your list. I'm telling you, it is life-changing. Even if you don't use hanks of yarn. So many people are like, I don't use hanks of yarn. I don't need that. There are so many units of yarn that we use that are large, and we use a little bit of it, and then it's just a floppy skein. And if you don't want a floppy skein and you want all of your yarn to be neatly organized, I'm telling you, this is it. This is just it. So this is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list, I do not own this one yet. So disclaimer on that. So I'm still, my birthday and the holiday season is, upon us. And so I might get it this year, but if no one gets it for me, I'm getting it for myself because this just needs to happen. So I have a desk lamp version of a craft light. Okay. It goes on my desk. It's got a small arm and it is a craft light. It is particularly the Light brand, which is specifically made for crafters, and the light is fantastic. It's not harsh on the eyes. I can see everything and I don't feel like I'm working in darkness. So when I found this floor lamp that is even brighter, that's adjustable, I was like, oh man, put this pretty high on the list. Okay. So a standing floor lamp, I think, is a fantastic gift for crocheters because while I love my desk lamp, I'm not always crocheting at my desk. Sometimes I'm making tutorials or I'm figuring things out or I'm working here. I'm typically on my couch or in a comfy chair or something. And that small little desk lamp doesn't travel well with me. So if I had a floor lamp, I can put that with me anywhere and it's going to be practically at my eye level with that adjustable head. So I can have that nice bright craft light no matter where I'm going. So again, I don't have a big version yet. I don't have a floor lamp yet, but it is on my list. And if nobody gets it for me this year, I'm getting it for myself. Okay, next on the list, and I've said this so many times, and I will say it again. I confess, I wrote this book. And yes, it is an amazing tool. It is a tool that I wrote that not only do I use all the time whenever I teach crochet or I'm telling people how to crochet, or people are like, I crochet, but my sides are like this. I'm like, here's my book. Or if people are like, I crochet, but I don't know how to work in joined rounds. I'm like, here's my book. I crochet and I want to learn how to make more things than blankets. Here's my book. So anyway, I wrote this book, Learn to Crochet, because it answers all of those questions and it's in 10 easy lessons. So I love the way this book is presented. Each lesson goes in progressive order. So for the crocheter in your life, maybe they just learned to crochet this morning before lunchtime. Maybe they've been crocheting for 1,000 years. I guarantee you there are things in this book that are going to help them build their knowledge, build their skill, and build their ability. There are tips and tricks to help you not only with every single thing that you can possibly crochet, but there are really fun projects in here that will help you build up your knowledge, your skill, and your ability. But there are great things that you can actually use in your life. So if you don't have this book on your shelves, you can ask someone to get it for you. Or if you have someone in your life who wants to learn how to crochet, this is a fantastic resource that will help you teach them or that they can use on their own to teach themselves. So put it on your list. All right, next, since we're talking about crochet books, I wanted to follow that one up with a crochet stitch dictionary. Now, I have a huge crochet library. I probably have 100 crochet books. I mean, I've got a lot of books. I don't love all of these books, but I certainly collect a lot of books, and crochet stitch dictionaries are one of the things that I love to collect. Now, what I've noticed through the years is that, yeah, there are different variations and modifications of stitches, but I feel like if you own one crochet stitch dictionary, it might look like a lot of other crochet stitch dictionaries. And that's fine. You know, I feel like there are a lot of crochet stitch dictionaries that I own, and they kind of have all the same stitches. Like, oh, they all have the shell stitch, they all have the linen stitch, things like that. So but you don't know until you have it in your hands and you're kind of flipping through it. So I have a few stitch dictionaries that I love, but this one just came out a few years ago, and it is absolutely my favorite crochet stitch dictionary ever, all time, full stop. And I said what I said. So this one, the pictures are phenomenal. So you can see the fibers of every single stitch in the most clear way. It's brilliant. So not only does every single stitch have a clear, beautiful picture of the stitch, it has written instructions, it tells you what the stitch repeat is, and it has a chart. Every single stitch. And it has some it has some common stitches, some that you're like, okay, the shell, okay, the linen, okay, there's a few that you're like, all right, I've seen that before. But there are some really different, interesting variations that I feel were kind of unfamiliar to me. So I really liked the approach of this crochet stitch dictionary. So if you don't have it, or if you're looking for a gift for a crocheter, I'm telling you guys, this book right here, this is it. All right, next on my list, and a lot of people are like, huh? But then if you know, you know, and if you have one, you're like, yes, I know. So this is something I did not think I wanted, again, I have the mindset of a minimalist sometimes, but my house kind of looks like I hoard, so explain that to me. Anyway, I don't like stuff, especially stuff where I'm like, I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. I would have never got this for myself, never. But I crochet a lot, and sometimes my neck gets stiff, and sometimes my shoulders hurt, and sometimes I whine like I'm an old lady. So anyway, about 5-6 years ago, my husband came home one day, and he's like, I got you a gift. Like, just out of the blue, just like, it's Tuesday, here you go. And I was like, I don't know. I don't like it. I put this thing on, and I will tell you what. This is the most magical tool It's magic. It is magic. If you look at the dictionary and you look up the word magic, I'm telling you there's a picture of this right underneath it. I'm telling you, that's what it is. So it is a heating pad for your neck and your shoulders. I don't have this particular one right here that goes up the neck like this, but I want to upgrade the one that I have that my sweet husband bought me about 6 years ago. That's just a pad all the way around. I want to upgrade the one that I have to this one. I haven't done it yet because the one that I have right now works and it was a gift. So I feel like I can't upgrade yet, but maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, if I was buying one today with everything that I know and I have and I've learned and everything, I would get this one because it comes around the neck kind of like a collar, but it doesn't look uncomfortable. And so you're going to get heat on your neck up here, and you're also going to get heat on your shoulders in the front and on your upper back. And this one also comes with a mister, which sounds odd, but it also sounds fantastic. That way it's not just going to be like hot heat. It's going to be more like, and it's an option. You don't have to have this. It's going to be, it's not like dry heat is what I'm saying. So you're going to get kind of a different sensation, which I think could really help tense, kind of ease the tension in your shoulders and in your neck while you're crocheting. So that way, while you're crocheting for a really long time, if you're like, oh man, I'm crocheting for so long, my neck is going to be stiff, my shoulders are going to hurt. This is just going to help ease some of that tension. And that way you're not going to feel that like crunchiness in your neck and shoulders. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. You should always talk to your doctor about all things pertaining to your health and your well-being and all of that. I'm just telling you that I appreciate this and it makes me feel better. So maybe it'll do the same for you. Definitely check it out. Okay, so I added this to the list because I hoard buttons. Again, I'm like a minimalist who hoards things. I can't explain it. I love wooden buttons particularly. There's something about wooden buttons that just kind of feel handmade and handcrafted and all of that. And I found this set and they include some of my favorite buttons. There are different shapes, there are different sizes. Some of them say handmade, some of them are round, some of them have swirls on them. I think this is a really cool set. It's a great price and they're all wooden. Buttons are kind of like a cool gift that you can give crocheters because it's a thing that they can use for the things that they make. Maybe you make sweaters and it needs buttons. Maybe you make a pillow and it needs, a pillow cover and it needs buttons on the side, right? Maybe you make a hat with flower. Maybe, I would just add a button to this hat right here because it can be like kind of a cute little embellishment. So I love buttons because it's just kind of like a finishing touch, something that you add to the projects that you already make. So it doesn't kind of hinder in that process of don't choose my stuff, Buttons can be that thing to where it's like, okay, I wouldn't have thought of this, but I actually really like them. So thank you. So I found this pack and I like the buttons. So definitely check those out, but it can lead you down the rabbit hole of choosing other buttons that you might like better. There are metal buttons. There are plastic buttons. There are buttons made out of bone. What I mean by that is like, okay, never mind. That's a different conversation. Scratch that. But for example, I do have buttons that are made out of like antler, like deer antler. So that's kind of where I was going with that. Anyway, I'm not a monster. And I thought they were pretty cool. So if you like buttons, check that out. Okay. So I've put this on the list, a wooden blocking mat, because I have a very similar one to this. The one that I have is very expensive. It's beautiful. It's handmade. I'll tell you all about that one day if you guys want. But I really wanted to find something quick and easy that had really good ratings. So that's what I've linked you guys here. So this particular blocking mat is for people who maybe make smaller things, smaller projects, motifs, certainly. And you want that fabric to look as nice and as neat as possible. This is for people who maybe you don't know what blocking is, or you were thinking about trying blocking, but you're like, I don't want to get a bunch of extra equipment and stuff and things and have to figure it out. This is a really nice baby step on the journey of figuring out what is blocking, how do I do it, and how do I figure it out on a small scale to decide what needs to be blocked and how and by what methods and all that kind of stuff. I love my blocking mat like this because I love that it's made of wood and that it has those metal poles that will help you pin your motif or project into shape. And again, if you're making small things and you think, I don't need to block it, it's fine, blocking makes such a difference. So this is just such a fun tool to try something new. And again, it's such a low barrier in terms of like having stuff. It's a small stuff. It's a small thing, and cost relatively, a very low cost when it comes to something like this. Okay, so here's one that I found this year. I've ordered this particular one. It is not in yet. So I'll let you guys know as soon as it comes in. But this is something that I think crocheters are really going to love. So whenever I first shared this product a couple months ago, so many people were like, because at first I was like, does anybody have this? Has anybody used this? I'm thinking about getting one. And so many people were like, sold. I'm buying it right now. That's amazing. And I was hesitant at first. I was just kind of like, okay, well, you get one, you use it, tell me what you think. And I've had so many people who have gotten this, they use it, they absolutely love it, that I was so sold that I was like, okay, well, I found it, I thought it was cool, you guys love it, so I got one too. So mine's coming in, it comes in so many different colors, so if you don't love purple, don't keep scrolling. There are so many different colors. I just got black because everything that I own is black and white. I don't know, I can't help myself. It's classic. So what this does, and what I would like to use it for, is it holds your phone or your smart device. It can hold lots of different devices. You can read the product details right here for more on exactly what it holds. But like if you've got an iPad or a smartphone or something like that, it will hold that for you. It has a really strong base, so it will hold it into place. And that's super cool if you're watching a video tutorial and crocheting at the same time. Maybe you're FaceTiming with someone while you crochet. Maybe you're listening to a podcast or something like that. Or last not least, this is first on my list, if you're the kind of person who does not print your crochet patterns, you view them on a device, this is going to hold that device up for you, and it's going to be at kind of more of an eye level on that adjustable base, and you can read your crochet pattern while you're crocheting. So for all of those reasons, I'm like, yes, I want this base. The reason I was so interested in this base is, oh no, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, there we go. So the reason I like this particular one and this one made the list is for probably the past 10 years, well, for longer than 10 years, but for about the past 10 years, I've owned a smartphone or a smart device, and I've probably purchased 10 to 15 different kinds of things that will hold my phone while I'm doing things. And every single one of those things has just kind of left me wishing I had something different, because either they clamp to something, or the arm is too bendy, or it's always like shaking because the arm is too bendy, and your smartphone, even though it doesn't weigh a lot, it kind of does, or the thing is too short. So many, or I got a mini tripod, but the mini tripod is too big. It's like, I feel like every product is like either too big or too small, or not hefty enough or too hefty. So when I found this, it's such a sleek design. It can go with me anywhere. It can hold my phone. So I can take pictures. I can take videos. Again, you can read your crochet patterns on your device, and you can do it more in like a hands-free kind of way, because while I'm crocheting, I can use my pinky to like go, wait, what am I doing? Okay, there. All right, fantastic. And it's more so at eye level. So this was very inexpensive. So inexpensive. It comes in so many different colors. And I really think, based on what everybody has said and based on all the different products I've tried, this is going to be a great one. All right, I've got one more item. It is last but not least. I saved the best for last. I really did. A crochet membership at the American Crochet Association, of course. This is something that you can give to yourself. Maybe you're looking for the perfect crochet gift, or maybe there's someone in your life. Again, tag the people in your life who are looking for things to get for you, and they don't know what to get for you. A membership at the American Crochet Association can be a really great gift, because not only does it give you courses and patterns and challenges, it helps you build your skill and knowledge and ability in the crochet realm. And it's also just an amazing community. There are so many things that we do together. We ask questions. It's all about building, again, knowledge, skill, ability, and community. You can start a crochet membership for just $10 a month, which is a huge value considering everything that you get. And you can see everything that's included, because I always change things out, whether it comes to, stitch challenges, project challenges, We've got quite a few free patterns that we're releasing right now for the gifting season. So you can get tons of freebies and things like that. But it's not just about free crochet patterns. There are so many courses that will help better your crochet life. So it really is just a fantastic little thing that you can do for yourself or your loved ones to help them build up their crochet knowledge, skill, and ability. You can click on the link to learn more and to start your membership today. All right, guys, so that is it. Those are all of my crochet gift ideas. Again, I've got some tips, some do's and don'ts, Maybe don't just buy people yarn in your life. I talked all about it at the beginning of the video if you're just joining us. But my gift list is hand-operated ball winder, standing floor lamp, learn to crochet book, crochet stitch dictionary, neck and shoulder heating pad. That's a good one. Assorted wooden buttons, wooden blocking mats, a stand for your phone or your iPad so that you can crochet more, better, longer, right? And that crochet membership. All right, let's see who else is here and what you guys are saying. I would love it if you guys have any questions. I would love to answer them. Looks like Kim G says, I've had skeins fall apart for no good reason. Yeah, that's why I like to pick my own yarn. That's why I'm very particular about the brand and the type and the colors and the fiber and the amount and all of that. I want to choose it because I don't want to get a yarn that someone else is like, I don't know, is this a good yarn? Maybe it's not. Or maybe they buy something for me. This happens too sometimes. Some people are like, here's a crochet gift for you. I bought you this hand-spun unicorn hank, and there are 27 yards, and it was $100. And I'm like, that was very nice. That was very thoughtful. I don't know if I'll ever use that. So that was a lot of money, but thank you. Cynthia's here. Hello to you. So good to see you. Angelica. Hello, my friend. So good to see you. Angelica, I thought of you and I always think of you because we've had this conversation about this next comment that she made. I love my new neck shoulder heating pad. Now, Angelica, did you get this particular one? This one that kind of goes up and it just has, it has that heating element on the neck and it has like the misting effect and stuff like that. Again, I would love to hear what you think about it. Everything that I've read and all of the recommendations for this particular one sound amazing. I do not have this one. Again, mine still works. Mine was a gift. I've had it for a few years, so I feel like I can't quite upgrade yet, but I can't wait either. Angelica says, I just got those buttons yesterday, ordered them when I saw your post. I'm so glad, and let us know what you think. I think that this is the company that I typically order from. I'm saying I think because, when you buy 100 buttons, it takes you a while to go through 100 buttons. So I'm pretty sure this is the company that I've used. And my favorite buttons that I would get from them in the past were the ones on the top, the ones on the second. So I've gotten these, and then these. So I've gotten 4. Did I get these? Okay, I got these, but they didn't say handmade on them. So I've gotten almost all of these buttons from this particular company, and I think that they're just brilliant. They're beautiful. They're well made. And it's such an interesting set, and the price was fantastic. So share a picture of your buttons, Angelica. I'd love to see. All right, it looks like Paula's here just to say hey. So hey to you, Paula. Thanks for checking in. All right, guys, and that's it. That is my list. This is kind of my forevermore list of, gift ideas for people who love crochet. I really wanted to make this list again because, these are things that I love. These are things that I use. These are things that I want. But also I see so many people with lists like this, but they have things like get yarn, get stitch markers, get a tote bag. And I'm like, I'd rather have these things. So if there is a crocheter in your life and you're looking for the perfect gift, I really think one of these items are going to be something that they're going to love and use and appreciate. If you have any of the things on this list, let us know what you think about them in the comments. And if there's someone in your life who is looking to buy you a gift and you're afraid they're going to buy you $100 unicorn hair, tag them in the comments or share this video. And yeah, let's continue the conversation. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Do me a favor, tag a crochet friend, share this in at least one place that you enjoy crochet, if you think they'll enjoy it too, and especially if they're looking for gifts for you, all right? Okay, everybody. Peace, love, crochet. See you next time. Bye-bye.